Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Steve Cleverley. For those of you who do, I'm sorry. When I was approached to participate as what they call a prayer partner in a lay person working on the prayers up here, I talked to Reverend Gary about it and didn't know whether I wanted to do it or not. But I agreed I wanted to give it a try, and since leaving that church, the church that Sunday, I've had something run through my mind, and I cannot get rid of it. It's something that I think I need to do here. I don't know if I need to do it for you or if I need to do it for me. Okay? So we're going to do something a little bit different than what traditionally the opening prayer might be. So before I ask you to close your eyes, please do me a favor and look around in the room here and look at the people around you. Those up front, turn back and look. I'm going to ask you to remember this vision in a minute. Okay, very good. Thank you. If you would, please, close your eyes. Okay. I am sorry, God, for allowing my judgments of other people separate me from you. Forgive me, God, for keeping those judgments and again, keeping me away from you. I thank you, God, for being there during this time and helping me grow. I love you very much. Okay, I asked you to remember the people in the sanctuary today, and I want you to vision that we are all standing in a circle, and that one by one we start holding hands. And as we hold the person's hand next to us, that light of the unconditional love of God that's in us grows a little brighter. And as hands are going around, each time the light of unconditional love of God keeps going brighter and brighter in us to the point that it fills this sanctuary so much it has to spill out the doors into the foyer. And that can't hold it. It spills through the doors out into the streets of our community, New Braunfels. And we keep getting more hands out, and our light keeps growing brighter and brighter. And we light up New Braunfels all the way. But we don't stop there. We continue to Texas. In Texas, it's a big state, but we get it all covered. The entire state of Texas is lit up with the light of the unconditional love of God. And it keeps going north, south, east, west. We fill up all of North America, all of Canada, all of Mexico, getting brighter and brighter all the time. And we start seeing some of the things that separate us from other people falling away. No longer is there short and tall, fat or thin, old or young. We're one people. And we continue on down through Central America to South America, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, all the countries down there. And we are one bright, half the world so far. Then we cross the oceans, and do not get hung up with holding hands across the ocean, because with God all things are possible. And we go to Europe, and we start lighting up Europe. Britain, France, Spain, Italy, Greece, all of Europe. And all of a sudden, some of the other things that separate us from one another, which in turn separates us from God, such as being married or single, rich or poor, weak or strong, are no longer there. And we move over to the Middle East. God, we know we need to go to the Middle East. And we light up all the countries there. Iraq, Iran, Syria, Jordan. And some more of the things fall aside that separate us from one another, which also separates us from God. No longer male, female, straight or gay, win or loser, no more gold, silver, or bronze medals. And we move on to Asia. lighting up all of Asia, as each of more hands are connecting all across of Asia, we lose more of those things that separate us. Oppression, slavery, racism. We don't see black, white, yellow, or brown anymore. And we continue on, last but not least, to the last continent, that's Australia. And we're going to Australia and all the islands in between that we have missed. And finally, the big things that separate us are no longer there. Languages, borders, walls, fences, politics, social and economic systems, and the big one, religions. That we are aglow with the light of the unconditional love of God. No longer is there poverty, hunger, disease, bigotry, hate, war, and the most important one, no longer is there fear. Okay? I want you to envision that you are on the International Space Station and that you are looking down at the Earth. I want you to see the glow around the Earth that is the unconditional love of God. And we no longer see air pollution over our great cities, no more polluted oceans, rivers, and streams. Rainforests are growing back, no more devastated for commercial gain, and animals are no longer hunted to extinction for profit and sport. Okay. If we read our vision statement, that is, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Did I not just describe that? Okay. Unfortunately, we will not see that in our lifetime, but every time we read the vision statement, I want you to picture that picture that you saw when you were standing on a space station and looking down at Earth. Now I want to bring you back on this journey, back to where we were here in the sanctuary. Again, we're in a circle, we're holding hands. This room cannot hold the light of the unconditional love of God as it bursts through the doors and bursts through the outside and again starts filling up the streets of our community of New Braunfels. Our mission statement is embodied in that vision. Acknowledging the divinity within, we welcome and empower all through fellowship, education, and service to our community and the world. This we can accomplish in our lifetime. I love each and every one of you. The Christ in me sees the Christ in you. The unconditional love in me sees the unconditional love of God in you. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey. And so it is. Amen.